Okay folks, so welcome back to the channel. We're going to give you guys kind of a little rundown on how the business has been going here for the past month or so, month and a half. Haven't really posted a whole lot, haven't had the time. But here's the skid steer. We just got it back on got it back from a 2-day weekend rental that somebody paid for. They went over on the hours, they paid us the extra money for the hours they went over. No big deal. And it worked out pretty good. So how has the skid steer been renting out? It's been not really renting out as good as I want it to. When I first got it, I rented it out like 3 or 4 times, like the first week or 2 that I had it. And I think that was because we had a big storm go through our area, messed up a bunch of driveways, and some people was renting it to fix their driveways back up. I only had the pallet forks and a smooth bucket for it at the time. So I've not really had any big major damages done to the skid steer, and it's got your obvious scratches on it. The most common area being back here. We got some scratches on the door there. People rubbing the back door on a few things. That's to be expected, I guess. Sometimes you can't really see what's back there, then people don't know what they're doing. They rub into stuff. So it happens. The tracks seem to be holding up okay. And the skid steer had 110 hours on it when I got it. Now it's got 196. So like I said, there was a few weeks there that I didn't really rent the skid steer out much at all. And it's really starting to pick up here. And I was renting the skid steer out. I was trying to do $350 a day, but I just recently dropped the price to $300. And about the same time I dropped the price to $300 a day, I also bought this brand new tooth bucket. And I'm not sure which one's really helping me out the most, but I know the last rental for sure, the guy wanted a tooth bucket. And the guy before that, about the same time I got the tooth bucket, another guy rented it out, but he was a repeat customer, and he rented the skid steer out when it was $350 a day. And all I had was a smooth bucket instead of forks, and he rented the smooth bucket and forks. But the last rental, he just used the tooth bucket. But like I said, he was a repeat customer anyway, so I don't know that the tooth bucket or the changing the price on the skid steer really affected that any. But I have had a few people call and book it in advance since I've switched my price and got the tooth bucket. So we'll kind of go over the tooth bucket here. This is a extreme duty Carolina tooth bucket, Carolina Attachments. I bought that from Davis & Sons Equipment and Sales, Vinton, Ohio. So there's a number if you guys want to purchase one of these buckets. He's got a bunch of attachments. I was a little skeptical buying this bucket. It not really been a name brand, but I'm super happy with the bucket since I bought it. It's really seems to be really good quality, good made. It's real thick metal. It's pretty much similar to a Land Pride bucket. It's got them cutting edges on the side there. It's pretty much the same size and everything. It's a 72-inch bucket. And pretty much the difference between the Land Pride and this bucket here is that's got a rolled back on the Land Pride. It doesn't have a seam anywhere. And there's a few other things like the step. That's got a different style step on it. And I got a Land Pride bucket sitting right here. This is the smooth bucket here. Pretty much the same cutting edges on both buckets. And here's what I was talking about on the Land Pride. It's smooth on the back there, and it doesn't have a seam on it. And there's your step on the Land Pride bucket. So this one's got a D-ring on it. I thought about cutting that off because I don't really want people trying to pull something with that, with a chain, and maybe it break and sling back into the windshield. That doesn't seem like a good idea to me. But you can see the difference in the thickness in these buckets here. Like I said, this is an extreme duty bucket from Carolina Attachments. This bucket here was like $600 cheaper than the Land Pride version of this same 72-inch tooth bucket. So I went ahead and bought it, took a chance, saved a lot of money, and like I said, I've been really happy with it so far. Here's the old 10-foot equipment trailer. I've been using it to haul the BX and the little mini excavator. I still need to do my wiring and wire my lights and my brakes up. I've been slacking on that. I just haven't had the time. So the little Kubota U17 here, it's been really slow. I've not rented this thing out in probably a month and a half, I'm gonna say. The seat's even getting dusty. It's just been sitting in my shop for so long. I've thought about lowering the price on this. I'm $250 a day on this right now, but I've thought about maybe doing $225, take the thumb off, and if you want the thumb, that might be an extra option. Just $225 a day, 8 hours with one bucket, and we'll do maybe an extra $25 a day for the thumb, an extra $25 a day for an additional bucket too. So the little BX here and the dump trailer I got out there, the 14K Mort's dump trailer, have been renting out like crazy. This little backhoe here goes out almost every weekend, and some weeks it's been going out for 2 days. So pretty happy with that. It's been renting out a lot, and the skid steer's been picking up, so everything's been paying their payments. Like I said, any of the money that I make off of these rentals, I don't stick any of that money in my pocket. I just put it back into the business. I pay payments up, I buy grease, oil changes, filters, and diesel fuel, and that's pretty much all I do. I don't put none of that money back into my pocket right now. So it's been paying the payments. I haven't had to pay anything out of pocket still to this day, and I've started this about a year. Well, we're coming right up on a year ago, actually. So, and I've still not paid anything out of pocket yet. I've just got my time invested in it right now. I'm still trying to build things up. So the little bumper has got bent up all to pieces on the BX here. I don't really know what's happened with it. I'm guessing people are just running into stuff with it. But so I've ordered a new bumper, and I think it's going to help things out a lot. I've read some reviews where I complained about, it's been a few videos ago now, but I complained about this right here being bent up, and I've straightened it back out like somebody's hit something with it. But I've also seen some reviews on the new bumper I bought. People complaining about their bumpers. They say where that piece right there bolts down into here, and it doesn't really have nothing to hold it in place. So people have said it kind of vibrates down and hits off of your loader right there, and it'll just bend the crap out of it. So I think I may have come up with a fix for that, and it would be this right here, the new BX bumper. I bought this off of Amazon. It was like $300 and some odd dollars. It was like maybe like 400 bucks with tax and everything. But it's got this pin here that holds it in place so it can't like flop down or nothing. And you got all that metal in the middle there. It's just kind of all welded together, so it's just a lot more sturdy, solid bumper. So we're going to get that bumper put on here on the BX, and hopefully it helps things out a little bit. So we'll get that bumper on here just like that, and there it is, and man, does that look way better. And I think that's really going to help things out a lot. I really like the look of it. Looks good. And you got that pin right there, and that bumper just folds right down. Plenty of room to pop your hood up and stuff. Get everything you need to get to. Just latch that pin back, push your bumper up, she locks right into place. You even got a little hitch mount thing there, a D-ring, and a hook for a chain. The bumper did come with some new bolts, but I went ahead and just used my old bolts. They're kind of more like a flange style bolt. I think they looked a little bit better, and plus, we'll save those for something else. Always needing some bolts. Man, did the Milwaukee Impact come in handy for that bumper. I mean, I know I said in some videos before, that's money well spent right there. Man, it's nice. Makes quick work. But there's the BX with the new bumper. I really like it. I think it looks good. Well, folks, I think we're pretty much going to wrap that video up here. Don't have a whole lot of time. I got some things to do. One-man show here. We just got the skid steer back, like I said. I'm going to get that off the trailer, hit that up with some grease, and maybe do a little bit of cleaning on it. Maybe blow out the air filter and some other things. And I also got a carrier bearing gone out, or it's been bad for a long time on my truck here. I need to try to get that replaced. Probably not going to happen tonight. We'll probably just get the skid steer ready to go, and we'll get the truck taken care of another night. I got a bunch of projects going on around here. Got my dad's old hoe here. So International 260A. He just uses this thing mostly to load gravel out with and stuff. Really doesn't work it much. It's too old. It breaks down all the time, but I'm kind of in the process of replacing the bucket on it. You guys may have seen this on my channel before if you have been on my channel for very long, but there's the old bucket. It's really kind of rusted out, and he got that bucket used for a little bit of nothing. I think he pretty much got it for free. So we're just trying to weld that up on there. That way he can use it to load out some gravel and be good to go for many more years. So as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and leave some comments down below. Hopefully we catch yous on the next one.